Hey everybody, I'm Matthew Grayson.
I'm Taylor Hoyt.
And we are the co-founders of Level Up Video, where we turn business experts into influencers. And today, I wanted to ask Taylor a couple questions about starting a channel, what to expect, how the process goes, and then maybe we can even take a look at some of your favorite channels. If there's a channel you're working on or trying to build yourself, we'd be curious and we'd love to see it. So yesterday, Taylor, we were talking about, well, all kinds of nonsense, but we were kind of, talking about like a new channel. And there's this thing that you always say about how there's a perception that starting a channel is easy. So people think success is easy. So walk me through the expectations in month one. Someone starts a channel from nothing. They got no followers. They just started doing things. What do you think they're going to see in the first month?
You should expect next to nothing. Frankly, I mean, there will be views, but I guess it depends. Like if you're literally starting from nothing, expect probably next to nothing. Now, if you have like a dead channel with some followers, you'll probably see a sizable jump from what you're used to, but it will still not be. You're not going to go viral.
Yeah.
But because again, like we were talking about yesterday, it's all about testing content, seeing what your audience is interested in. Trying to make follow-ups on the content that they are interested in. So, it really, you shouldn't expect much, but that's normal. Like, I think a lot of people are like, no, I want to see massive results day one. It's like, that's just how it is for everybody. So don't feel too disappointed if you start going and only your mom and your best friend watch your video, because that might be what happens.
If you have 2 people that regularly watch your stuff when you start, that's pretty good, because a lot of people have literally nothing.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if a month goes by, you've been making content a couple times a week regularly, and you're still getting 0 views, not time to quit.
Well, if you're getting 0, so here's what I would do. If you're getting 0 views, you need to share the content that you're making with the people you know. And that might be your mom, your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever, and that's okay. Because I mean, like we got to start somewhere, right? And it's got to be with people you know. And so, do it with the people that you know, and you put it out consistently. And you may see a little uptick, maybe somebody shares and it hits the right person. But again, this is really just about getting used to putting stuff out, kind of honing even your process, okay, how do I film stuff? How do I post stuff? What's a good time of day? And a lot of these platforms have really deep analytics that you can figure that stuff out. But I think, that first month is just getting comfortable with making stuff and putting it out, frankly. Because, I mean, we talk all the time. In fact, when we interview people, we interviewed quite a few people today. Some are super excited to jump on camera. Some are more shy. So, it's a little bit different. It just depends,
Yeah. One thing that I noticed is that a lot of the people that we talk to, they don't even know how to condense their message to where it's an acceptable format topic. Yeah, they think the message is simple, but they have 50, 100 messages. I mean, we joke, but this client that we are in the process of starting work with, I would say they have about 100 things that they told me, oh, this is really important, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And it's like, stop getting new messages, like pick 2.
Right. Yeah, no, and that's true. I mean, I think when we typically start with a client, they have 50 things they want to say. And it's like, roughly, let's start with like maybe 5 to 10 and test them. Because you might think this is the thing that everybody cares about, but it could be this other thing. I mean, the joke that we always have is, when we meet business owners, they're so excited about how the sausage is made, but nobody cares about how the sausage is made. They care about how it tastes and what benefits does said sausage have. I mean, maybe that's not the perfect analogy.
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all people want to know, oh, it's got fennel and hot peppers and cheese. Great. Oh, but so then we get the beef and I don't care.
Yep. We get it from this really special ranch, and these cows have whatever, they eat real grass, or I don't know, whatever dumb thing.
That was a neat experience for me to realize that, because I fell into that trap literally for years. I'd go out and I'd be like, oh, social media, you got to build a channel. It's really hard, but it does all this stuff, blah, 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 and analytics, and, talk about stories and things we've learned, and people's eyes glaze over. And I'm like, why is this so boring? And so this year we got into a business accelerator, the Harbor Entrepreneur Center Business Accelerator. And it's a really cool group in Charleston. If you have a business that's less than 5 years old, you can join it. You learn a lot, you meet really cool people. I think that's been our favorite thing, is just meeting a lot of people. And it's kind of like getting into the club. You know, there's a lot of people we know in the group that now they're like, oh, you're in the club. And, you know, it's, I don't know, it's kind of fun. But so we were having a pitch where all the 7 other businesses do their pitch in front of a group of people. And so the group who did the sharpest, best, most amazing pitch gets off the stage. And I was like, wow, great job. That was incredible. And the founder, he goes, nah, it's really boring because I didn't get to talk about the API and the behind the scenes and there's this code thing. I'm like, oh my God, that is so boring. You just took the most interesting pitch I've ever heard, instantly made it boring by trying to tell me the details.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And too often when you're the creator, that's the beauty. That's the thing that you come to cherish, is the details. And you want to tell people, you want to share your love of your product. Nobody cares. Like, does it work? Is it going to help me? I saw a really interesting thing from Chris Do the other day. And he said, we think people buy because of it's not the 7 deadly sins, but it's like the fruits of the spirit, I guess: love, joy, peace, patience. And he said that attracts people, but what makes them buy is the 7 deadly sins: lust, sloth, gluttony, greed.
Sure.
Like, people, that's what makes people actually pull out their money. Is you're going to be rich, you're going to be famous, you're going to be, you know, you're not going to have to do anything. And I thought that was really interesting. It's funny, the things that you learn just from talking to other people.
Oh yeah, no, it is interesting for sure. Yeah, and you know, people, they do come in. It's like, hey, you know, we need a new video, or we want to get our message out to more people. And it's like, that's initially the way you talk to them. But people always say, like, they buy from people they trust. And so I think that's been an interesting lesson to learn. And I think that's, you know, a powerful lesson for creating content. And that's, you know, we have a video on the channel that I would encourage you guys to go watch. And it's like, it's about building trust online and how putting out content on the regular, like, almost humanizes you. You're not just like this faceless company or whatever. You know, you're showing the people that actually build the company and work behind the scenes. And that makes people, you know, it makes you trust them a little bit more, even though you probably will never meet them in person. Maybe you will, it depends on the company. But like, we talked yesterday about one of our favorite creators, this guy, More Honda. He has digital products that we've purchased because we trust him and we've seen him over and over online. And, you know, that's no different from any other company.
No way. I think it might be More Honda, but I should look at that because I don't think we're pronouncing anything correctly.
No. well, let me ask you this, and I don't mean this disparagingly, but I think you are very conservative when it comes to buying things online. You're like,
how dare you?
Yeah, like, I'm gonna I'll do everything for free. I'll find every which way to do it to not buy it. But there have been occasions where you have bought things. So what about those things has made you want to buy for them as opposed to any other schlub online?
Gosh, that's a great question. Are you talking about the More Honda guy in particular?
Yeah, and then, you know, you also bought the full-time filmmaker course.
Yeah.
So what made you want to buy those as opposed to everybody sells something?
That's a good question. Yeah. I watched their stuff so much that I trusted them. I not only liked what they were saying, but I learned a lot from the way that they talk too. They focus on simplicity. As much as they're clearly experts, they are constantly focusing on how to do things easier, making things better for your business. And for me, it was a big shift as a business owner, thinking, you know, where is my time best spent? And for the longest time, we were operating on a shoestring. So on a shoestring, you do every stupid thing. You know, you make templates and you steal them and whatever, and download free garbage online.
Yeah.
But now, you know, I had to think to myself, okay, this is $400. Can I complete this in 4 hours or less? And I thought, well, even if I did, it would only be one. Might as well spend the money and spend the time getting $400 worth of work instead.
Yeah.
And good Lord, am I glad we did, because that was a time saver. It was a huge time saver. And that's the funny thing is, I think what really makes you take your wallet out is thinking, this is going to be better than any crap I'm going to do myself. You know what I mean? There's a lot that you can do yourself, but there's some stuff it's like, this is not worth it. I need an expert. You know, your plumbing line bursts, you need an expert. Your car breaks, you need an expert. Your clothes fall apart, you need an expert. I'll do my own marketing. Like, why? That is so wild to me that this is like the one industry that people think they can do it, then it doesn't work, and then they don't know why.
Yeah, no, it's and that, I think that's the thing, right? And so I like what you were saying. It's you've seen them enough that they've provided you value, you trusted them, and it's something that's going to give you value. It's not just some garbage overcharged thing or so cheap that it's not helpful in some way that it, you know.
Yeah. And a lot of the courses and things that are available out there, they are that. They're so cheap that it's useless. It's like, talk about your brand. You know what? I am going to do a faux pas, filming faux pas. I'm seriously going to kill this little.
Yeah, there's a bee flying around. So you're going to suck it up.
I'll rescue you, Taylor.
Sure. But I can, I'll try to, well, it's going to be loud. I don't know if anything's
It'll be quick. It'll be quick.
But yeah, so we had a, today we went and filmed, and it was, it was really interesting. Like just to get some more content for these folks, and I'll wait.
Just a sec. Just a sec.
Land.
Got him. Well,
all right.
That's only a little bit embarrassing.
Only a little bit. Not a lot of it. But at least that bee won't get us now.
He did.
Lost my train of thought. So about filming. Oh no, we were talking about filming. So let me ask you this. So or just kind of started a discussion. And one thing that I noticed when we start with new clients, and I think anytime I talk to somebody that's starting a channel, they're so concerned with getting it perfect the first time. Like whenever I have guys that are like, oh, I want to do this video. I'm like, go ahead and make it. And like, no, but it's not good enough. It's like, you're never going to learn if you don't put stuff out. And I think we always say like done is better than perfect. Obviously, like put some quality behind it. Don't just like fart something out, but like, I think just getting stuff out and learning from it is way more important than like having it be perfect the first time. Like, what are your thoughts on just getting going with that kind of thing?
Lately, I've been calling it perfection paralysis. You're paralyzed because you're used to, well, okay, first of all, in this modern age, we are so spoiled with the highest quality content. It's all over television, every movie, every social media platform, so many of the influencer people you see online, it's so absurdly choreographed to look perfect. There's this one channel I follow. This guy is hilarious. His girlfriend is an Instagram influencer, and he takes videos of her behind the scenes and says little snarky comments about it. It's hilarious what she has to do to make her channel. And so this one, there's a little door on this old brick wall, and she opens it, and it's this beautiful like Italian something village behind it. And then so he's like, yeah, Instagram, and then he goes reality, and he shows the huge line of people waiting to get to this door for Instagram. And it's like, oh my God. People don't realize that to make something look realistic, it takes a lot of fakeness. I mean, so right now we've got lights on either side of us. We've got a big light blasting us in the face. We've got professional sound equipment, professional video equipment, multiple recorders, there's cords and all kinds of crap over here. Like, I mean, and so often people assume that they can recreate that just by whipping out their phone. And a lot of our clients, that is a hard conversation to have with them at the beginning. They film in front of a busy highway interviewing someone, and it's like, this is garbage footage. You have to delete it, start over, do it in a studio. But yeah, so I get that too. You want it to look good. You want it to be perfect, and that hinders a lot of people. So usually what I tell people is when you're starting, don't expect any edits, because editing is a skill in itself. Of course, a lot of people teach themselves to learn how to edit.
Yeah.
This guy did. But you are not going to. I mean, I'm not being offensive. It's hard. It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
You could start making 60-second videos with this. You don't need to learn lighting. You don't need editing, script writing, anything. Pick a topic, set a timer, talk for 59 seconds, stop. There you go.
And what's really cool too is a lot of the platforms have like built-in little like tools and filters and stuff to make things look just a little bit better. Like Instagram has this really cool caption thing where you can type the caption thing and like the words will appear on the screen in cool ways, or you can put little looping GIFs and emojis and stuff. So I mean, even if it is just like what Matt was saying, like holding your phone up, there are very simple ways that these platforms have built into their system to make it look cool. And honestly, that's better than trying to be perfect and just never doing it. Because, this is semi-related, but one of my favorite things, one of my favorite little stories of starting the business was when we were talking to this girl, and she was like, oh, I want to start a business. And we're like, cool, what's it about? She's like, I can't tell you. And we're like, why not? And she's like, well, you're going to steal my idea. And we're like, okay. It's like, do you have any idea how hard it is to like actually get something going? Like everybody's got ideas. It's all about executing said ideas. So.
And everybody wants to be an idea person too. Oh, I'll just show up at the company, I'll throw in ideas. No one wants that person.
Here's the dirty little secret that nobody knows. Everybody's an idea person. Do you think this guy doesn't have ideas? Do you think I don't have ideas? Do you think the editors on our team don't have ideas? Everybody's got ideas. There's no such job as an idea person. No, that doesn't exist.
And ideas without execution are worthless. Like, why do they pay big CEOs what they do? Because they know how to execute their crazy ideas.
Right.
It's all about the execution. But, that is really funny. I like this, like talking about starting. My tips for people who are starting, don't even try to edit. Just don't even bother yet. You said there's tools on social media. A lot of those are so complex now that it's daunting. Can be for me. So my thought is just share your knowledge. You're an expert in something. Gary Vee says, if you like Smurfs, Smurf it up. Seriously. If your expertise is The Sopranos, gardening, getting a lush lawn, abs, cooking chocolate cake, it can be as obscure as you want it to be. It can be early 1980s rollerblades, like whatever it is. Start talking about that, sharing your passion, because there's some weirdo out there who's going to go, oh my God, I love this channel. I just found one the other day. This lady makes very tiny dollhouse food. It's incredible.
That's very strange.
I know.
Everybody's got a thing they're into. I'm into Japanese role-playing games. Matt's into a lot of different things. I mean, he actually weaved a basket from like real materials, and I thought he bought it. I'm like, you made this? I know you don't make those often, but you're into crafts and stuff like that.
I did one. Everybody talks about this.
It's amazing.
My dad, my mom, they're like, you make any more baskets? What the fuck? What do you guys think I'm making baskets all day?
Because it looks cool. I can't believe you made it.
All right. What's funny is even that, to me, it's a piece of shit, but I keep thinking if I were to do it again, I know exactly how to do it. So it's just kind of funny, but isn't that how everything is? You get better each time. And maybe this is the lesson that I don't know if it's America or like this day and age, people are so scared to fail when it's a normal part of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it happens. So just make some shitty content. I saw this article. I don't know if you saw it. It said, make 100 bad videos.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the guys that I follow on YouTube, they've said stuff like that before.
Really?
Yeah. Because, you're never going to learn more than just making stuff. And even if it's bad, then, hey, at least you can know what doesn't work. It's so funny to go back and look at my videos now and I look at my early videos and I'm like using like a lamp pointed in the wrong way and the lighting's horrible. And I had one of those like flip HD things with the little USB thing that flipped. Those are so terrible. The quality was awful, but like you just work with what you got and you just get going and you do what you can.
If you happen to be watching this to this point, first of all, you're a saint. What are you doing watching this far? But thank you. I would love to hear if you want to make a channel. Do you have one right now? Or is there something you've been working on? Have you been thinking about it? Let us know. I'm curious. If you don't know who we are, I'm Matt. This is Taylor. We're from Level Up Video, and we turn industry experts into influencers. And that's what we're talking about today, getting started, the brutal reality of it. So I asked you about the first month, what you think you can expect. and it's very little. I remember we had our oldest client when we started with them. We were getting single-digit views. When you get 3 views on a video, that's really tricky because it is more than 0 and it is more than 1. Not much more than that. And Taylor was kind of making me crazy because he's like, well, this performed better than the last one. And like the last one had 2 views. I don't think this is statistically significant, 3 over 2. But we just kept with it. And now the view average is like 60, 70s.
I mean, I think part of me being like positive too was to just be like, you just have to be positive because it's so hard at the beginning. Like it is, and it can be really discouraging. It's like, man, I put in all this work. I did, I have all this knowledge, and like I put it out, and like like you said, 2 people saw it. Like that sucks, and it can be discouraging doing it over and over and not getting the results that you want. But like we've been saying, the key is just get started, being consistent, and just not stopping. But you have to. And also like learning and making micro improvements each time. And that's the key. Cause like I'll do that with my own videos. We do that for our clients' videos. It's like, oh, wow. Like in a lot of these platforms, they have tools so you can check the performance of a video. It's like, wow, people really dropped off at this point. Maybe I said something weird or I showed a funny piece of footage or the audio cut something, and then you can be like, all right, well, let's not do that next time,
And the brutal reality of what Taylor's even talking about is you won't even have access to this stuff for the longest time. Because if you don't have views, your metrics are pretty much useless.
Yeah, no, that is also true. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What do you think the longest a person can go making stuff and still be getting less than 10 views or like abysmal performance? Does that even make sense to ask that?
I think so. I guess it's hard for me to be put in the shoes of somebody that doesn't know anything, because for me, I know that like within like a couple months we start seeing some significant traction. But for somebody that is just starting, that doesn't know all the things that I do and that our team knows, then it might be a little trickier. But I think if you are consistently putting out content every week for 3 months, you should see something, especially if you're mixing it up. Now, one of the clients we're working with now, they do a live stream every week and it's the same thing. And we're teaching them to mix it up a little bit because it's like, there's no reason for people to watch that stream because it's the exact same thing, literally the same exact thing every single week. So there's no reason for people to tune in. So if you're mixing up the content, trying to present it in different ways, doing different topics, there's a lot of different ways you can test things to, try to, rustle up some traction where there isn't any. But I think 3 months is like a good amount of time where you're like, okay, let me stop and look and see what I've been doing and see if there's, what I can learn, if anything.
What I noticed is that it's even challenging for these new people to shake out of that mindset. Like no one wants to watch the same thing over and over again. Like it's today we were like, oh, well, maybe we need to mix it up, but we can't never do it. And it's like, why? Like, you've already got 20 recordings of the same thing. Just stop it.
Yeah.
3 months, really? Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
That is a brutal slog. I mean, no wonder so many people have an idea and never get very far. And I assume when you say 3 months, you're talking multiple pieces of content a week.
I would say at least one.
Okay.
At least one. Okay. Yeah.
That's a good goal. That would be really interesting to have like a group where it's like, here's the goal: 1 piece of content a week, 3 months. Yeah, I don't know what you do after that, or.
Yeah, I mean, you analyze, you just analyze, and you're saying like, ooh, going 3 months, slogging. To me, I was even being conservative. I'm like, it almost needs to be like 6 months or something. And that, I know that seems like a long time, but like if you look at some of the biggest creators, like Mr. Beast went like years and years and years before he saw major traction. And he was making bad Minecraft videos for a long time. And like, I mean, he'll admit it. Like I watched this documentary about him and he's just making whatever. And then one day he's like, I'm going to just try something new to mix it up. Cause why not? Cause what I'm doing is clearly not getting the traction that I want. And then that went semi-viral. I was like, all right, well, I'll make another one and let me try something different. And he figured out a flow, and now he's like the master. He's almost at 100 million
God.
subscribers.
See what happens, those people see that and they go, but if I get less than 100 million subscribers, I suck. And
yeah, well, so here again, we talked about this person yesterday. Now I don't know their specific numbers, but they put out content like we've talked about. Just get your phone out, share what you know, and they've been able to build a full-time business just doing that. They don't even have like 1,000 subscribers. I don't even know if they have 100 subscribers, but it doesn't matter. If you're making content targeted at your very specific audience that you're trying to go after with whatever your business is, with whatever you want to make content about, that's all that really matters. If you have like 100 loyal people that are all going to give you business, you don't need 100 million subscribers. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess we should clarify who we are talking to and our audience.
Yeah. So I think our audience is for, usually it's for business owners or for high up, like people who manage the marketing for businesses, people that are trying to like, you know, breathe some life into their social media. They've been trying stuff. They've been putting out the happy 4th of July, happy National Dog Day, you know, and it's not doing anything, you know, and they're wanting to, they've heard that they can get more out of social media, but they haven't been able to do it themselves. Like that's the people we know we can help.
And in fact, if you're watching this and you're one of these people right now, you're probably thinking, this is a piece of shit. Why am I watching this shitty stream where these guys just ramble about garbage? Because you got to start somewhere. That's why. And you know what? If you are watching this, we caught you. Yeah. So if you are a business owner and you're watching this far, say something in the comments. I would love to hear what your business is. If you've ever thought about starting a social media channel, it all starts like this. And you know what cracks me up? I didn't know that about Mr. Beast, but I am a dork. And so sometimes I'll go to these really popular guys, scroll way back to their first videos. And so, you know, I'll find the first video, Gary Vaynerchuk or whatever, and it's got like 5,700 views. And I'm like, the stupid part in my brain, the knee-jerk reaction goes, yeah, but even his first video got 6,000 views. I'm like, wait a minute. This is how many views it's got now, after he's famous and has millions of viewers. Right. Still only 6,000 people have gone back to watch his POS original videos. Like that is very telling when you see someone who's got literally millions of subscribers and they've still got a video that's only got 6,000 views. Like, ouch. And it's a slog, but okay. So to these business owners or high up people, they're starting a channel. They know that they've got 6 months, maybe more, of very little results. Why? Why put in the time and the effort to start from nothing?
Because it will pay off. There are, like we just said, we have, you know, this friend of a friend that has built up, you know, a pretty loyal following of people that will drive business. It's, I mean, you have to go where people are, right? So I think that's the big thing is like, people are going on these social platforms to either be entertained or informed. And I would say most of that is typically on YouTube. It's the best way to like find that type of content, you know? And so if you can provide your expertise to whatever, you know, those people are looking for, that's where the gold is, you know? And that's why you want to be building up a following, because if you can be their, you know, library of knowledge and just be like, wow, this person is an expert. And it doesn't matter how big your following is, or if you're filming in front of a blank white wall, or it doesn't matter. If you can provide some knowledge for people, that's all that matters. There was this, one of my favorite channels that we talk about often is this guy, Roger Wakefield. He's a plumber. And this guy is just a plumber giving plumbing tips, but then his channel blew up because he was reacting to like viral like plumbing fails or something. and he got a bunch of followers that way, but he still does the like, hey, here's how to fix your toilet type of content too. And it's helpful. People come to it, and some of his earlier videos are very low production value. It's just very simple, but you know, it's consistency, providing expertise. And I don't know the exact numbers, but I know for a fact that his business has grown significantly because of him sticking with this, building out his content library, helping people. And I mean, that's really, I mean, I guess the too long didn't read version is, in the long term, it'll pay off and get you money.
What did you just say? That
too long didn't read. It's like if people see an article and they just skip to the bottom, That's
Too long, didn't read.
Yeah.
TLDR. Yeah, I've seen it. Okay. That's funny. You know, the way that I like to say it is the world needs more passionate people. We love passionate people. When you were in school or college, did you ever have a teacher who taught a subject that you hated, but when you were in their class, you went, oh my God, I think I want to be an astrophysicist. And the second you left their room, you go, what the hell am I thinking? I don't want to be an astrophysicist. Kill me. What a boring job. If you've ever done that, you know the power of passion. People that you know that can talk about a subject that is boring, geology or fossils or history or, you know, how sharp a knife in your kitchen needs to be, and they make it fascinating. We love to hear passionate people. We love talking to experts. My whole life I've been obsessed with experts because they think different, they talk different, they're fun to listen to because they know stuff, and when you get them talking on their subject, their eyes light up. They get all excited. I mean, who doesn't want to hear from someone who's excited about something? And there's something in life that makes you excited, and it's worth talking about. There are other nerds just like you out there. And if you're an expert in your business, you spent years cultivating the knowledge and skills that hundreds of people every single day are Googling and trying to find out right now. The stuff that you think no one cares and no one needs to know, people are paying thousands of dollars to find out every single day. It's out there. So.
Definitely. Yeah. And, you know, if you're trying to figure out, like, how do I do this? How do I, you know, build my channels, make my content better? You know, make sure you're subscribed. Tune into our live streams. We're trying to do this multiple times a week. We're happy to answer all your questions. We've got, you know, a ton of content that we've already got built out on the channel that, you know, definitely go check out and watch. And, you know, we're happy to help. And shoot, if you don't even want to make it yourself and you want to hire us, I mean, check out the description. We've got our website and our number and everything that you would need to get a hold of us and, you know, help get you going and making some content.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you watch again. We'll be doing this 2 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So tune in. If you have a channel, whether you're starting yourself or one that you love or one that you hate, and you want us to check it out, pop us a link, and we'll see you Friday at 2 o'clock.
Sounds good.
Yeah.